Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the first week of October. So we're going to be covering October 1st through the 7th in great detail. And as you probably know, I go through each and every day looking at the planets and especially where the moon is so that we can know what each day is good for. And with that, before I continue on, I want to remind everyone that my galactic planner is free for the first month, but it's about to expire, the free month, on October 7th. So that's why I had to get this in right now. What is a galactic planner? You're going to want to know. It is everything that I'm talking about in all of these weekly forecasts, but it applies to your chart individually. What you do is you go to galacticplanner.com and you put in all your birth details, birth time, place, year, and day, of course, month and day. And with that, it will calculate your personal Vedic chart. Remember, I do Vedic Astrology, which is more accurate. So you are going to be getting your personal transit predictions. And the way that it works is you can put it into your personal calendar on your phone or in your computer. And with that, you will know what each and every day is about for you personally. So the first month is free, but that's going to expire on October 7th. So get going and you can try it out absolutely free for a month. If you don't like it, cancel it. It's fine, but I know you're going to love it. So try it out, because what I'm doing here is exactly what the Galactic Planner does, but for you individually. So let's get going. Let's start talking about the first week of October. What can we expect looking at all of the planets, how they are transiting in the sky? So I'm looking at October 1st. And this is the day before the solar eclipse. So we have the moon in Virgo, and that's where the eclipse is going to fall in Virgo. So this is the day before the eclipse. And what I want you to know is anytime we have the day before the new moon, which, what is a solar eclipse? It is a new moon with either Rahu or Ketu. It's where the sun and the moon come together. But right before the eclipse, right before the new moon, we have a very, very dark moon. And as I always say, when the moon is dark, it's finishing up its cycle. It's at the very end before the new moon. So this is not a day for you to do new ventures. This is a day to lay low, but be very introspective. It is not a day to start new projects or meet new people. It is a time to go within. And the moon being in Virgo, Virgo is all about introspection. It's all about detail. It's about organization. It'd be a great day, really and truly, to clean out your closets, to clean out things, get rid of things. It's at the end of the cycle, closure, endings, all of that. And the moon is almost conjunct Ketu. And what is Ketu? Ketu is, we call it the Moksha Karaka. And that means, Moksha means spiritual liberation from this world. Karaka means indicator of. So it means it is a day for inward work, to really look inwardly, meditate, contemplate, go within. And the moon today is in the nakshatra Purva Falguni. And this particular nakshatra is a nakshatra of friendship. It's a sweet nakshatra, very kind. And Part of it is in Leo and the other part of it is in Virgo. So this part in Virgo is really coming together and analyzing your relationships with friends and such. So this is a day of deep introspection. The Sun and Mercury are really close together too. And so this is a time when your mind can be clear about deep introspection. Because actually today, Mercury is exactly 15 degrees of Virgo, which is its exact degree of exaltation. So the mind is seriously focused. This day should be used for deep introspection. One more thing, Neptune is opposing the moon today, which can really make you go within spiritually. And not only that, it's a great day really to watch movies, videos, go within with information that is going to enlighten you. So this is a very interesting, deep, dark day. Let's go to October 2nd. Let me change this because October 2nd is the day of the solar eclipse. And the Sun and the Moon are exactly together, 15 degrees of Virgo in the nakshatra Hasta. And Hasta's symbol is a hand. It means hand. And Hasta can deal with writing, anything where you use your hands, anything to do with healing work, just getting focused. Virgo is such a powerful sign for introspection, for detail, organization. This is a new beginning because this is the new moon. Now, I wouldn't start anything new on the day of the new moon or an eclipse. I would still use this for deep introspection because let me say this. When we have the Sun and the Moon, the lights together with Ketu, it's definitely a time for introspection. And another thing is Virgo is all about health and healing. So it's a time to really contemplate on what you're going to do to improve your physical health. And of course, what constitutes physical health is mental, emotional, and spiritual health. They all work together. This is a day to organize things, to get focused into the area of your health and healing. And that also goes for spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. This is all a part of the holistic system of healing. Now, another thing is that I love the fact that Venus is in Libra during this time. And this bodes well for love, romance, and relationships. So this whole month, we can really get into healing our relationships. Now, another thing is that Jupiter is aspecting this eclipse. It's casting a trine, so good things are going to come out of this eclipse. What do I always say about eclipses? Well, in case you haven't heard me, things come out of the dark. Things we didn't know about come out of the dark. And that goes for global affairs as well as for personal affairs. So be aware, because when things come out of the dark, things we didn't know about, it's always giving us the opportunity to heal. And this is what this is good for. So this is a time for recognizing and realizing what is surfacing so that we can heal it and make our lives and our world a better place. This is an extremely powerful solar eclipse. So let's go to October 3rd. And what I love about this eclipse and this energy, the moon is still going to be in Virgo, late degrees Virgo. And later in the evening, late evening, the moon will change into Libra. But while it's still here most of the day in Virgo, it's going to be crossing over the fixed star Spica, which is the most auspicious, meaning good, fixed star in the heavens. It means literary genius. It deals with creativity. And so this is a day to be creative, to express oneself deeply, because it does deal with self-expression and writing. And this moon has just crossed over Mercury. And remember, when Mercury and the moon come together, especially in the sign of Virgo, we tend to overthink things. We process information and we overthink things a lot. Okay, so that is October 3rd. Now and one last thing, this day, October 3rd, we have got Jupiter exactly trining the moon. So there's this trine with Jupiter to the moon, very auspicious. Things are starting to move forward with this trinal aspect. And yes, and the fact that the moon, the sun, Mercury are all aspect by Jupiter, good things will prevail. Now I'm looking at October 4th. October 4th, we have the moon go into Libra, and it is going to be in the nakshatra Swati. And Swati is the nakshatra that deals particularly with communications. Its symbol is a blade of grass that blows in the wind. So in other words, this deals particularly with going wherever the wind goes. So we can make conversations that really flow. That's, actually they say in India, Swati is the nakshatra for a good businessman, because when you have conversation and you let people lead and you listen, you're going to have a good sale. So that's what they talk about with Swati. But actually Swati is, the moon is approaching Venus. So the moon in Libra and Venus in Libra, it's a beautiful day for love, romance, getting out and sharing ideas with people, great communications. Now, the sun and Mercury are behind the moon, so it's not necessarily a day to start new projects yet. I'm going to move and tell you when is the best days, by the way, as we go through each day here. So now I'm looking at October 5th. And this is the day that Venus and the moon will exactly conjunct in Libra, and they're going to be in the nakshatra Vishaka. Vishaka means victory. Its symbol is a triumphal archway, which means victory and success. But let me tell you, this is an extremely strong nakshatra. People that have this nakshatra in their chart are go-getters, and they don't give up, and they get what they want. So today is a day, go after what you want, and I'm telling you, you'll have the power and the strength to achieve a lot more today because of the nakshatra the moon is in. Still, the sun and Mercury and K2 are 12th from the moon, so it's still not the time that's best for moving forward, but it is a good day for relationships and communications and love. Venus in Libra deals with love and relationships. So go out, see who you can meet if you're looking for a relationship. If you're in one, express your deep heart feelings to your partner. It will go over really well. Let's move to October 6th. October 6th, the moon is now in Scorpio. And it is still, for the early part of the day, in the nakshatra Vishaka, which is the undefeated. Scorpio actually makes this moon even stronger, although, don't forget, in Vedic astrology, the moon is actually debilitated in the sign of Scorpio. So this is not the best placement, and I think it's because really when the moon is in Scorpio, we're over the top more expressive, we're over the top more emotional, and we get our feelings hurt a lot easier. So be aware that this moon in Scorpio is kind of changing the energy, the energetics in the world. and people are becoming a bit more self-conscious. The Scorpio moon definitely deals with jealousy. And I do find that when the moon is in Scorpio, it's people that will be jealous of you. But be cautious and be aware if you're feeling a bit jealous or overconsumed with what other people have. Don't think like that. That's not the way to be if you want abundance. When you are happy for people for what they have, then that means you increase your likelihood of being able to have what you want just like they do. Okay, so anything else going on here? Yes, the Sun and Mercury are now in the 11th house from the moon, which is great and which is grand for meeting people. And with K2 being with the Sun right now, you will meet some very unusual type people. But it is a time that you could even meet friends from the past. All of a sudden, people from the past, or even thinking about friends from the past, seem to appear at this time. All right, so we're going to talk about the last day of this week, October 7th. And the moon is now still in Scorpio. It's weakened by being in the sign of Scorpio, but it's in the nakshatra Anuradha, which is a nakshatra of friendship. But Anuradha, that nakshatra is ruled by Saturn. So it's a day to be seriously contemplating what you need out of the future. So Scorpio is very passionate and intense. The moon being there represents passion and intensity. Now we're talking about the moon being in the center of the sign Scorpio. I'm looking at it around 15 degrees in the middle of the day. And that is conjunct the fixed star Antares, of course, opposed the fixed star Aldebaran. And this can deal with violence, and this can deal with breakouts of intensity and violence and anger. So could even stir up some things around the world concerning war. So be aware of that. That's today, October 7th. So this pretty much covers the first week of October. We've got a lot to talk about in the next 3 weeks. So things are just, with this eclipse energy this whole week, it is a very deep day for contemplation and understanding and healing. So with that, I think I'll close. Now remember, if you would like to get my free newsletter, go to my website, galacticcenter.org. Sign up for my free newsletter. You get all of my predictions delivered to your email address weekly. Last but not least, become a member of my Patreon. You get so many amenities from me and personal talks and weekly live classes. Become part of our spiritual community. Check it out. See what you get. Go to galacticcenter.org and check out my Patreon. Sign up for my free newsletter. And don't forget the Galactic Planner. It expires on this day, October 7th, to get the free month. Don't miss out. Sign up for it now. Thank you.